With the YouTube adpocalypse still looming over many channels, if you want to support this one, check out my Teespring store for the latest merch. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and I know this news broke yesterday, but I already done recording for the day. I want to talk about it now. But Jared Leto is getting his own movie as the Joker, and I'm excited. Yes, I know. I'm one of the evil bastards who liked Suicide Squad. I'm one of the sons of bitches who paid to see it twice and bought the Blu-ray and has watched it a few times. Yes, I'm one of those people, and I'm entirely 100% okay with that. I liked his take on the Joker, just as I liked Will Smith's take on Deadshot, Margot Robbie's take on Harley Quinn, and Affleck's take on Batman. And of course, who doesn't love Henry Cavill as Clark Kent Superman? I mean, there's some good casting in the DCEU, and the thing is, though, the casting needs room to grow. They need room to breathe. Ensemble films, the two that they've done have been a little bit lackluster because the characters, while ensembles work, and they work in terms of, let's say, like Avengers Infinity War, you have to build up to that stuff. And they've kind of gone the other way, the backwards way on this one. So ultimately, that's been the part of the problem. But I liked Jared Leto, and I was worried that they were going to recast him, and they still might for whatever the hell that freaking Todd Philips movie is. Now, it says Warner Brothers is looking to expand on Jared Leto's version of the Joker, saying to Variety, at least the sources, that Leto is set to star and exec produce in an untitled standalone film, paving the way for future movies branching from Suicide Squad. So this isn't like the DCEU in terms of like Batman v Superman and Justice League, right? They're kind of running two parallel universes now. So they're going to run the Suicide Squad universe, or the Suicide Verse, whatever you want to call it, and then you got the DCEU, or at least that they're all going to be under one umbrella, but I think running different cinematic universes that might have a big pullover from time to time, but that's interesting, right? That is, if I'm correct, and that's accurate. Oh, that is awesome, right? Imagine, let's look at this from just the Marvel world right now. Okay, you've got the big ones, right? Avengers, all that stuff. And then you've got like maybe your B team, and your B team is the alternating years, but it's an alternating storyline, characters that are just running a different, going to the same point, kind of having the same end narrative by having a big event film, but all kind of like leading to different roads. Or in Marvel's case, like let's say it's the movies and it's the Netflix TV shows and ABC, and they were all under the same umbrella, and they were all in the same continuous storyline and timeline, and not this where are they in it, everything, because you know how it's all been with Marvel. But if that's the thing, that is awesome. Now it says plot details are currently unknown, but the studio's idea is to expand on the world created by Suicide Squad and tie into future installments of that property. It makes sense. It makes sense. The movie grossed a lot of money. It did, and a lot of it had to do with Harley Quinn, 100%, but it still grossed a lot of money. Warner Brothers already announced that Margot Robbie's version of Harley Quinn would be getting her own movie in Birds of Prey, and the next goal was setting up a film for Leto's Joker. Now, there were the rumors that they were going to be like Harley Quinn and the Joker movie. That could still ultimately happen one day. But at the same time, you have to find a way to make the Joker the protagonist of his own film rather than the antagonist, because I think it's going to be hard to have him connect if he is ultimately the bad guy. He'll have to do bad things, obviously, but it's like there's gonna have to be a moment where like he doesn't kill someone, or he gets what he wants, and there's some kind of, I don't know, lesson learned sort of thing. Now it says here, when Warner Brothers announced last fall that it was developing a Joker origin tale from Todd Phillips, the studio emphasized that this didn't mean the end for Leto's Joker. Rather, Phillips' film would fall under a new Origins banner that would be separate from the current cinematic DC universe. Right. So basically, it's like whatever current timeline, I have a feeling that's going to end up being like in the past. They're going to run that secondary timeline, because it just makes sense to have that secondary timeline at this point rather than the not. So it's all right. And so this new banner would allow multiple actors and versions based on the same character with no overlap. Really? Really? Okay, so I was wrong about that one. That's ridiculous. That's so stupid. So they're doing the elsewhere properties essentially with no overlap. That's going to confuse everybody. That's a dumb move. That's a dumb move. I didn't know that Joaquin Phoenix was already tapped to star in that fic. That's a new one on me. Let's see. Leto's Joker, as fans noticed, was almost a glorified cameo in Suicide Squad. The Oscar winner had made a clear following the film's release that he hoped to expand on the character in future films in a more substantive, if not starring role. It's currently unknown when this film will go into production, as Leto in the studio will now search for a writer. I'm currently available. And it's also unclear if the film would shoot before or after the previously announced sequel to Suicide Squad, which is believed to go into production sometime in 2019. And yeah, I just, okay, again, I like the idea of the Joker getting his own movie that's currently set in the Suicide Squad timeline, right? Which we know has Batman, right? We know it's kind of tied into that. We just don't know where in the timeline, right? So this is what they're going to do. This is again, Warner's. You have an opportunity to set it correctly. You have an opportunity to kind of right the ship. You have an opportunity to do these things. This Elseworlds crap you want to do, these single standalone origin films with no overlap, is ridiculous, and you're going to end up getting cold feet and tie them together anyway, and it's only going to further fracture your cinematic universe. The key at this point is you're 5 years in, you're 5 movies deep, 6 movies deep. What is it? Man of Steel, Batman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice. 5 movies in. You know, it's time. It's time. You know, it's time to do it. It's keep it, you know, look at how Marvel's doing it and copy that. You want people to watch this. You need to focus on your villains. Obviously, that's going to be your big moneymaker, but you can still have it all tie together. And the fact that if they don't do it like that, if they're trying something different, it's not going to work. Considering that you brought in Walter Hamada, who, you know, is basically one of the key reasons why the Conjuring franchise has turned into $1 billion property over 4 movies. You brought him in to help kind of create these particular worlds. Now, it's entirely possible that they're going to look at this from the perspective of The Conjuring, which is like, you know, you've got the Annabelle. Oh, it's like 4 movies. Yeah, you have Conjuring, Conjuring 2, Annabelle 2. Those are the 4 films, and Annabelle is connected to The Conjuring, but it's, you know, it's a side character, but it's still in the same universe. It's still connected, even though there's you might argue there's little overlap, I guess, so to speak. So that could be the entire point they're trying to pull from. They're trying to pull from that universe, just because that's how it works. But at the same time, fans are not going to want that. Fans are not going to want 2 Jokers running concurrently on screen. They're not going to want it. They're just not. It's just not. I don't care if it's Joaquin Phoenix or if it's Jared Leto. Fans are going to be like, why? Just do something right. That's all they want at this point, to do something right. You don't do that, then you're just kind of screwing yourself, right? You're just kind of screwing yourself. Anyway, what do you guys think about this one? Do you think this is a good idea, a bad idea? Do you think Warner's is once again shooting itself in the foot because that's all it knows how to do? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been 3 Buck Theater. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back often for more content from me. If you want to support the channel, Patreon's a great way to do that. If Teespring, also a great way to do that. And just watch more content. That's even better. If you want to do that, you can do so right now.